Hello. I I kind of wanted to show my Blu-ray collection as of 2025. I don't know if it's disingenuous of me just to call it a Blu-ray collection. I will show some DVDs, but I don't have a lot as well. Kind of something I needed to mention. Like I used to have a ton, but I don't like owning like a shit ton or anything because it can feel a little overwhelming. And I much prefer owning stuff that I like coming back to and rewatching, if that makes sense. I'll probably show you guys the spines at first. If you can't see them that well, I apologize. But like later on, I'll probably show you I'll show you them individually, like on the bed. So yeah. Also, on the last part of the shelf, I probably won't show you that, but it's just the AVGN DVDs I have. So first things first, I kind of want to talk about the Star Trek Blu-rays I own. I currently only own the original series, like seasons 1 to 3. That's through the Steelbook box set, and I also have a TNG, like the Next Generation, seasons 3 to 5, and season 7. I don't have season 6 at the moment, and I plan on purchasing it at some point. Not sure when. It's a bit more pricier than the others, and preferably I'd like to own it with a slipcover. I don't own the first 2 seasons of TNG, mostly because I'm not a big fan of them. I might need to rewatch them, but like I know that season 2 has like some noteworthy episodes like Measure of a Man and Q Who, but there was still like an overwhelming amount of episodes that I didn't really care for. I didn't find myself revisiting as much. Like for me, like season 3 is kind of where TNG kind of hit its stride, and a lot of my favorite episodes were in season 4. I think there was Drumhead. Drumhead was one, and I also liked Q Who. No, not Q. Sorry, Cupid. Like I like a lot of the Q episodes, but Cupid was kind of a goofy one, but I enjoyed it. I also really liked Deja Q. The finale was also really good. I know a lot of people. I don't know if a lot of people don't like season 7, but it did kind of have somewhat of a decline in quality around the season, like in terms of writing. But all these, like in regards to like the episode, it kind of has the like worth rewatching, if that makes sense. But the finale, All Good Things, was like phenomenal. I think that's kind of it for Star Trek. Like I know that there's like Deep Space Nine, and I haven't really seen Voyager or any of the other like entries. I plan on coming back to them. Like I've seen most of Deep Space Nine, and I do have some issues with it. And it doesn't have a Blu-ray release. I'm pretty sure that's largely because of how expensive it was to produce the TNG Blu-rays, and also DS9 has like more special effects and whatnot. I could get on DVD. I'm not sure. But yeah, this is pretty much the Star Trek portion of my collection. Over here we have, I want to call this the Tokusatsu part of the shelf, but it's more Ultraman, I guess, or like the Ultra series, mostly because there aren't really a lot of Tokusatsu shows that really came out on Blu-ray out in the West. Like I know that, I think there's Kamen Rider, but it's by Shout Factory, and I'm pretty sure their Blu-rays are region locked. A special thing about these, although they mention that they're region A, they do work on region B players. Or at least, like they work on my PS3 and my PS4, so I can guarantee that. But for the time being, I only really have these guys. I enjoyed a good chunk of the new gen stuff. I like Tiger. I know a lot of people don't really like this show. I thought it was kind of underrated. And Ultra 7X was pretty good as well. It was, you can tell it's like lower budget, but a lot of it reminded me of Ultra Q a little bit. I'm not sure why. And Neo Ultra Q was also great. Although I found a lot of the episodes were a bit short. Like I know that they're supposed to be like Twilight Zone and whatnot, and Twilight Zone is often like 20 minutes, I think. And the endings for most of these episodes tend to be fairly abrupt, and it is a bit of a mixed bag for me. Also, I wasn't a big fan of the final episode. At least I didn't really care for it. in regards to what I could get in the future, like in regards to Ultraman, I've thought about getting Ultraman Z. That's definitely one I want to get. It's probably my favorite of the new gen stuff. Like, it was really fun to watch. And then there's like the DVD kind of portion, which I know that they're like region 1, but I still have ways to watch them regardless. I really want to purchase Ultraman Nexus and Mebius. I really love those shows. Like, Nexus was kind of rushed toward the end, but it was really fun to watch for some reason. Like, I really adored the first half with, like, Himeo Jun, like, being the main host, or, like, he's like the second Dunamist, but the second half was still great. It just felt a little rushed for me. Then there's Mebius. I don't know how I'm gonna get Mebius on DVD because I can't really find it anywhere online at the moment. But Mebius was phenomenal. Like, I wouldn't say, I don't know how to really put into words. Like, it has like the core themes of Ultraman, but set to fucking 1,000. Like, it's very optimistic and hopeful. I really liked Mirai. I think it was like episode 21 or episode 22. I think it was both of them, where they kind of go in depth with his like why he has his appearance. I thought those episodes were kind of is gut punching the word. It made me a little emotional. I like them. But yeah, that's it for Ultraman. Over here I have animes. Don't really have a lot. I tend to be very indecisive with animes, if I'm being honest with you. First things first, like, I have Vampire Princess Miyu. This is the TV series, by the way. I don't remember much from the OVA, if I'm being honest with you, but I did prefer the TV series. This one was more of a, I don't know how to put it. It reminds me of Twilight Zone and, like, Ultra Q in a way. Although I don't think the social commentaries are as, like, pronounced as the other two. They tend to be fairly vague. It's more or less just like an anthology, like, horror anime, I guess. Obviously has like an overarching narrative as well, like regarding like Miyu and I guess her school life, and then there's the stuff with Reiha. But I enjoyed the show. I really liked it. And then we have Aria, The Natural, which is like the second season of the Aria series. I have part 1 and I have part 2. It was kind of split into 2 parts. This was strange. Like, I was kind of struggling in terms of what was my favorite in terms of the Aria trilogy. Like, the thing with Natural, the first part reminded me a bit of Aria the animation, where there tends to be more of a focus on Neo Venezia, and then the second half is a bit more character centric, so you find that they're a bit more emotional, if that makes sense. And I think this has one of my favorite episodes as well. I think it's the one with the, I forgot what it was called. It's the one with the lady in the black dress. It felt like it was trying to be like a horror episode. It was a little unsettling. Well, I mean, it wasn't that unsettling, but it was interesting, to say the least. But I really enjoyed The Natural. I feel like it's the one that I usually come back to the most, and that's probably why I have it on Blu-ray. And then we have Sleepy Princess in the Demon Castle, which I feel like if you put a gun to my head, I might say this is my favorite anime. Like, I genuinely might, because it's probably the most consistent, like, in regards to the comedy genre, like, in anime. Because I'm not sure if this is a controversial opinion to have, or maybe if I sound like a schizo for saying this, but I find that most comedy animes tend to not be that consistent. Like, they tend to get very serious toward the end, or at least in the finale, and I don't know why, but I tend to revisit them far less because of it. Like, sometimes they tend to get serious for plot progression and whatnot. I mean, that's not to make it sound like I don't like anything serious or anything, but it tends to put me off, if you know what I mean. And Sleep Princess is kind of one of the rare ones where they tend to be insanely consistent. Like, I feel like if you enjoyed like the first episode, you will love the rest. Like, it's a very comforting experience. So yeah, I do plan on getting more animes in the future. I mean, if I can. Like, I've thought about getting like Turn A Gundam, like the collector's edition, but that's kind of limiting. Like, it's limited, so it'll probably be expensive. But there's also like Mobile Suit Seder Gundam. I also want to kind of get Free Run, Like I kind of watched that like I think earlier this year, and I kind of fell in love with it. I thought it was really fun. But yeah, but for the time being, that's kind of what I have. This part of my I guess collection is essentially just the remainder of my TV show, I guess. I have like Doctor Who series 8, which might be my favorite series. Like I went on a binge of the like the new Who stuff, and series 8 was more of a standout to me. Like it had like 2 episodes I didn't like, that being like Kill the Moon and I forgot what it was called. It was the forest one with the kids. I didn't really care for that one. But it also had some noteworthy ones like Mummy on the Orient Express and Flatline. Don't know if I'll be getting any more of the seasons. I didn't really care for season 9, series 9, sorry. Mostly because it felt a little bloated with its 2-parters. Series 10 was okay, but I didn't really care for it, if I'm being honest with you. And then the Jodie Whittaker stuff I'm not a fan of. Like series 11 was okay. Anything that's 12 and Flux I thought was dog shit. And I didn't care for the Judy Gatwa ones either. And then there's like the previous series, which I'm a little unsure of. I could probably get the first 2 series on DVD or Blu-ray. I thought they were kind of enjoyable. But I was mostly a fan of this. And then over here we have the Twilight Zone complete series. This has like all 5 seasons. I haven't seen all of them, mostly because I think it's really only season 4 that I'm just kind of struggling with, because a lot of those episodes are kind of longer. I did skip to mostly like season 5, and season 5 had like an episode I really adored. That I thought it felt strange that I was in season 5. It reminded me of Stepford Wives. I think it was like number 12, Looks Just Like You. That was kind of a shocker to me, but I need to come back to season 4 because a lot of them kind of felt overwhelming to me. But this is a great show, obviously. Yeah. Now comes in to the movie parts of my collection. Don't really own a ton, and if I'm being honest with you, I don't know if I want to keep any of them. I mean, except for like the first maybe 3. I actually don't know. Like I'm really happy with like Mad Max and King Kong. Like I'm not really much of a movie guy, but like I really enjoyed these 2 films. Like this was pretty much like a 2-hour roller coaster. At least that's what it felt like to me. I really liked the I don't know how to really put this. Like they don't really like force feed you the context, if that makes sense. I like how you're just thrown into this world. You're just taking everything. This was long, but I really enjoyed the King Kong film. I don't know why. I usually have it on the background at times. Not often, but like it's probably the film I would have in the background for some reason. There's also the Night of the Living Dead 1990 remake by Tom Savini. I think Romero did the screenplay for this. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. But I like this more than the original, personally. I mean, the original was great. I think it's probably better in terms of the ending. Because the ending for this, I thought it was okay, but it didn't seem that significant to me compared to the original. But I did like the changes for the remake. I thought it was kind of I know it seems a little strange for me to say or describe a horror film as comforting, but it feels like something I'd watch to go to sleep, if that makes sense. I enjoyed it. I think it's probably my favourite. I don't know if I want to call it a Romero film. Should I? Like, I prefer it more than his, like, main, like, trilogy, if that makes sense, like, with Dawn and Day. Then we have the Fly remake by Cronenberg. Is that a lot? Is there a lot I can... I don't know if there's a lot I can say about this. I don't really... I feel like this is the only one that I'm a little unsure of in terms of keeping. Like, obviously there's, like, the practical effects, like, at the end, like, the big shock, which was quite significant and very disgusting, but, the build-up for it was also interesting. I mean, it basically behaves like any other, like, normal film, I guess, but it's essentially, like, a tragedy. It's interesting, but I don't find myself revisiting this as much as I would like to, so I'm a little unsure about it. And then we have like the original Planet of the Apes, which I thought was really enjoyable, and ironically probably my favorite out of any of the Planet of the Apes films. I'm not sure as to why. I can't really pinpoint as to why either. I just find myself revisiting a bit more. Then I just have the first Hobbit film. This is something I need to rewatch. I actually got this for two reasons. One, it's mostly based on memory. I always kind of liked this more than the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and I'm only aiming this at the first Hobbit film because I didn't really care for the second or third. But I also got this because of like King Kong, and also like Peter Jackson because of the bonus the bonus discs, because they have a lot of like bonus materials and whatnot, which is really cool. But yeah, essentially what I have in regards to films, and also my Blu-ray, by the way. Don't really have anything that I want to purchase with films as well, by the way. It's just something, it's just there. But yeah, sorry this video is shit. It's kind of my first time doing like a collection video. Sorry. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.